Hi. At the time of filming this documentary, there are currently no schools in the Wellington region where deaf children come together on a daily basis for their education. This is the story of how one school can have an inspirational impact on the life of not only a deaf child, but the entire school community. By embracing New Zealand Sign Language, NZSL, and visual learning strategies as part of everyday learning, you will see how one school can make a difference. St Teresa's School is located on the beautiful Plimmerton Beach coastline, about half an hour north of Wellington. The school has 200 students enrolled and was the proud recipient of the much coveted NZSL in Schools Award. Andre is a typical, energetic 5-year-old boy who started school in early February. The difference is he uses NZSL, he has a cochlear implant, and he's a visual learner. Andre loves coming to school because the people around him can use a language he understands, which means he also has access to education and to the curriculum. Thanks to the generosity of the St Teresa School community, we were able to capture how St Teresa's adapts the curriculum to cater for the needs of every child's learning, including Andre. This documentary will show you how NZSL strategies can be effectively used for learning, ideas on how to incorporate NZSL into everyday school and home life, and how using NZSL has benefited not only the students but their families and the school staff as well.
Hi, so my name's Donna McDonald and I'm the principal here at St Teresa's Catholic School in Plimmerton.
Kia ora, I'm Deborah Norris. I'm a teacher here and Deputy Principal at St Teresa's School in Plimmerton. I job share the new entrant class with Shona. It's one of my responsibilities here. And this year for the first time we've got a deaf student who started our school, so it's been a very exciting and a learning year for all of us.
I'm Vinnie Thompson, I'm the teacher's aide at St Teresa's School. I will sit next to the teacher and sign everything the teacher is saying. So if the student needs to say something and address the class, I will speak to the class while he's signing. It might be sports out on the field, it could be a lesson about the human body. I'm there to support my student and he gets my time and attention first when he needs it. And then when he doesn't need it, I'm free to help other children or to work within a small group or something like that.
I start the class every morning. I teach in the class till 11:15. The roll time and prayer time is always done in sign language, which is the children's choice. Even if I say to them to use their words, if they don't know the signs, they actually want to sign and they'll look for Vinnie, our teacher aide, or Darryl if he's here. And over the year that's really evolved from quite simple signing to sentences that are actually more complex and elaborate, which has been fantastic to see. So after the morning settling in routines, we have our literacy time, and over the week, the course of the week, there will always be a component of learning New Zealand Sign Language, which is just part of our normal literacy program as class and independent and practice activities. In the first term, when it was new to all of us, we just really had focused on 3 words a week that we'd got off the word wall that the children were learning, and we played memory games, or they had to glue the captions to the signs together with the words. And as the years have evolved, the children can now cut up signs and put them with written sentences and can actually form their own sentences in sign language. They've got quite advanced with their skills. So as well as reading, we do story writing, and Andre participates in that with the support of a teacher aide who can help give him language to come up with a story and come up with words and come up with language so that he can start to record stories. And he's now, he's learned how to record simple sentences to go with stories and photos.
I generally start the day with maths and we do a class warm-up together. We do lots of counting forwards and backwards, which includes signing. We play number games, and then we break into groups and do different activities. Later in the day we do inquiry and art, PE, and in all of those areas Andre joins in with the class.
There's lots of language going on all the time, talking about the experiences that we're having, constantly stretching vocabulary and describing new things. Actually, I've also learned to persevere and to not give up, and to find what things interest the student and use those topics to incorporate maths, number, storytelling, things like that. My student's 5. I've got to be way ahead. I've got to have adult language in NZSL because I'm his language model. You know, also having an RTD that is bilingual, I can say, we're doing this topic, I need more language around this. How will I describe this in another way? Give me more language. And it's important that I do that preparation before a new topic comes up.
My name's Darryl. I'm employed by Van Asch Deaf Education Centre as an RTD, and I've been working here at St Teresa's for 1 year now. When I first arrived here, my role as resource teacher of the deaf was to initially meet with teachers and liaise with them on how to teach deaf students and integrate them into everyday classroom learning. I also work with teacher aides and teach them about how to be inclusive. I share resources and ideas about how to make everyone feel included. What's been amazing is how this has all been taken on board. The curriculum was adapted in order to ensure an inclusive environment was achieved, and I'm blown away at the determination and motivation I've seen and continue to see now. As I've fed into the process, things have just gotten better and better. Now, 1 year on, I can see that they've got this. They're taking risks and continuing to learn, which is wonderful to see.
Van Asch had some resources that I've used for some of the reading books, and I've been able to print out and use their images, and I've used the New Zealand Sign Language Dictionary for images, which has been really helpful, plus Vinny and Darryl, which have been very, very helpful. It's actually helped Andre learn how to read. He knows signs for all those high frequency words, which has also the word wall we've got in the classroom over there. They've got the images next to the words, so he began to recognise words on the wall, in his books, hanging up around the classroom. Now Andre's got a visual memory for a lot of words, and he can read books with a lot more fluency, and he's not needing the prop of individual images for each word.
From the start of the year to now, which is nearly the end of the year, we've seen such a huge increase in the student's language. He looks at me really, really well now, really good eye contact. He's signing back to me. He's got so much language now that he didn't have at the beginning of the year. He's able to express himself. He's starting to write, express himself with written English as well. His math skills are growing. He's able to participate fully because there's a lot of language happening all the time.
The 3 Ps, presence, participation and progress, has also been a good thing to keep in mind, because the first goal was actually to have him present in the classroom. He was quite nervous about coming into the classroom on his first few days at school, so he had to be present in the classroom. Once we got that going and he was happy, then it was about participation. So it might have been participation sitting on the mat with the children, reading a book with somebody, playing a puzzle, playing with the trains. And once that participation was going, then we could look at progress. His friends have learnt how to communicate with him. They've learned that when things happen like pack-up time, they have to go and tap him on the shoulder and tell him that the bell's gone or the teacher said it's time to pack up, because there have been a few incidences when he's happily built a big tower on the mat, just about to finish it, and someone throws it all in the box and he's got upset. So the children have learnt that they need to make sure Andre has the message before they do something.
And so you go to sign language classes?
Yeah.
And
at school too. Sometimes.
Where do you do that? Is that in here? Is that outside? Is it...
It's in the learning hub.
And what do you do in the learning hub with sign language? What?
We just look at the TV and we copy. Yeah. And sometimes we do sentences. We started it this year.
Can you tell me, can you make up a sentence, like something from the TV?
Well,
Cows.
cow riding.
Do you like riding cows? Or do you like cows and horses?
Riding cats.
Oh, wow.
I'm Sarah Hunt, and I've been the librarian at St Teresa's for 8 years. I work here full time, 5 days a week, and have the library open all day, every day for the children. So I've tried to create a lot more resources. It's been very new for me as well. So I get a lot of posters and so forth from Asch, and I've also created on the screen, you can see an online live binder which links to all online tutorials and videos relating to NZSL, and the children have access to that all day.
Every Monday at lunchtime we go over to the Learning Hub, the library, and this is open to any students in the school who would like to learn and improve their NZSL skills. We watch the people signing online and then we copy those phrases, those words, and it's helping the children to increase their vocab and arm them with language so they can go and approach our student and chat to him whenever they want to. Parents
Of the other children in this class, the response from them this year has been amazing. I didn't have a fear of it, but you sort of sometimes wonder, this is going to be something different, and it may take a lot of the class time learning sign language. Would parents be concerned that too much of the time was spent learning sign language and not enough time learning to read and write or do maths? But actually it's completely integrated. We learn to sign as we're learning maths, we learn to sign as we're reading and writing, we learn to sign as we're doing our inquiry, and it's just enhanced everything. It's made it all a lot richer. We do a poem every week, and the poem we sign. Darryl helps us with the signs on a Monday, and we practice it during the week. Part of the homework is to teach their family that poem and teach them the signs, how to sign the poem. So that's just a way of linking school and home together with the sign language. And once again, the children are reading the poem, so they're learning to read, but they're also signing it.
Hi, I'm Glenys, and my husband James, and our daughter Emily is at St Teresa's School. It has been a real eye-opener for us, but everything all in so many positive ways. She, as well as the learning, everything they learn in new entrance class, your maths, your English, they're also learning New Zealand Sign Language as part of their everyday activities, and including that in everything they do.
We also have found that we've been practicing it around the house together as a family. Emily, of course, has picked it up very quickly at her age. We're a little bit older, a bit slower, but we're doing what we can, and we're having a lot of fun around the house. So, just basic expressions like in the morning, good morning, and also, have you brushed your teeth, gone to the toilet before bedtime. So it's just, it's fantastic learning it with Emily around the house.
My name's Tracy Ryer, and I've got 4 children. Patrick is in room 4, which is the class with Andre, who's deaf. So he's been learning sign language as part of his class this year. What we've noticed with Patrick is that it kind of becomes a bit of a default for him sometimes, with a classic example at the dinner table, full mouth but wants to say something, so we'll start signing. So I guess it's become much more natural, and there's many more opportunities where if he might be tired or just doesn't feel like talking, him and I will often sign, and a lot of what he's learnt at school he brings home. He teaches me some new signs, and he teaches his 2 brothers and his dad who haven't learnt sign language. He often teaches them or corrects them.
So I'm David Duncan. I'm the father of Ava, Tyler and Ryder Duncan. All three of our kids go to school here at St Teresa's. We've seen huge benefits with the kids learning sign language here at St Teresa's. The kids are learning, well, they know English, they're learning Māori, then surely why wouldn't you learn New Zealand Sign Language? Communication is the key to life. That's how you get through life, and having another communication tool is only a good thing, surely.
I think every single parent-teacher interview I've had this year, the parent have said that that's been one of the highlights of the year, and the parents are now actually all asking us, we're looking at class lists for next year, every parent has asked for their child to be in the sign language class, so they definitely have seen the benefits from home.
Yeah.
I can sign language to Andre.
Really?
Yeah.
And how did you learn to sign?
Finny.
Finny?
And Darryl. Finny and Darryl.
And what do you learn when
We
Vinny
learn trains, plane, cars, yeah.
What's your favourite sign?
Oh, mine's trains, but I love trains.
Learning sign language is absolutely incredible, and the sky is the limit, really. Given that New Zealand Sign Language is the third official language of New Zealand, it's really important, especially at their age, to learn at such a young age. They pick it up and develop it very, very quickly.
I love that St Teresa's has embraced it, and I think that everyone's working really, really hard to make it easy and part of their daily life and within the school to benefit everyone. It's not just benefit for the one deaf child who's currently here, but it's for the whole school, and I think the school recognises that.
I think accepting that we're all learners and that's been, huge for us, and that we're not always going to get it right, that we actually don't know anything about the deaf culture, and so we have to learn about his culture and alongside him. So that acceptance, that's been really big. And then I think the resources that having Andre as part of our community have brought in, the likes of yourself, Darryl, and Vinny, and that connection with Asch and the connection with Deaf Aotearoa, and all the people that we've met along that journey has been huge for us. And so, we're very grateful and privileged to have been part of that journey.
I think it's how our sign language has increased, our own vocabulary, and how to integrate it where possible. I think confidence has grown to interact with Andre. Vinny and Darryl have been amazing. If we ever have a question, to ask them, are we doing this correctly? As well as that, I think I've learnt a lot about deaf culture. I think the deaf community is amazing at how they welcome everybody to come and be part of their world. I think I've also learned that really to immerse a child in New Zealand Sign Language in a classroom is beneficial for absolutely everybody. Andre's grown so much with his language, and so have the other children, and it has allowed everybody to grow together. His communicator, teacher aide Vinny, is invaluable. The way that she talks with him is just amazing, and with her skill set, it's meant that Andre has learnt so much.
So I'm Stacey, I'm Andre's mum, and he's in room 4 at St Teresa's. All the kids, especially in room 4, are all learning sign language with him, and there's a sign language club on Mondays, and he plays sports after school, and all the kids are always happy to see him. The teachers have been awesome, and Vinny, his teacher aide, she's just amazing.
Have you seen the changes from Andre at the beginning of the year until now? What have you noticed that the changes?
So much, like his sign language. He couldn't really sign at the start of the year, and socially as well. He's so much come out of his shell.
In general for schools is that it doesn't take a lot it's time, yes, but it doesn't take a lot to be able to incorporate New Zealand Sign into all spaces within the school. Like I say, it's just small signs, little bits and pieces, the alphabet for example, on my picture book boxes. It's there, it's very simple little steps that just incorporate it for all of the children as well as the child that needs the language as well. So just go ahead and do it is what I'd say.
When I look at Andre's progression from the start of the school year up until now, wow, there has been such a big shift, a vast improvement. He's naturally fitted in, and that's full credit to the school. The principal has influenced the teachers, who've influenced the teacher aides. Everyone is having a positive influence on each other. Also, the community's been involved. The deaf community have come alongside, Deaf Aotearoa, Van Asch. Everybody is playing their part. Parents and their hearing children have really embraced this. And of course, Andre's parents are fully on board. Everybody's just worked together in such a natural way. St. Teresa's is an amazing school to be part of, and I'm just so proud of them.
At the very beginning, Andre was quite reluctant to join in and participate with the class. It was also new to him. At the beginning, he played a lot with his teacher aide, and she was amazing. She explained everything that was going on in the classroom all the time. If people were coming in and out of the classroom, when children were moving to the carpet, when we were lining up for a game, everything was communicated to Andre. So as time progressed, he got more and more comfortable being in the classroom. His language grew through the interactions that he had with his teacher aide and with other children through play. And more he's wanted to be part of the classroom, as well as that with our sign language increasing, and where possible we incorporate New Zealand Sign Language. It is making it more inclusive for Andre to come and join in and participate. He's made some really lovely friendships with the children, and he's really comfortable in the classroom environment.
Is signing really boring? And
No. It's fun, and it's really good to learn sign language, because if people deaf and you don't know, they can't hear you, it's good to learn. So we can talk to deaf people.
Yeah.
And not just deaf people, we can sign to other people.
One of the pros of that is that it's normalised. It's a natural thing that they've come in, they've started school, and they haven't questioned why are we doing this. It's just part of what is taught and what is available for them, just like they're taught to read, just like they're taught maths and all of the other things, because sign language can be incorporated quite naturally into all of that.
Emily was sitting down next to me but conversing to Vinny, the teacher aide in her classroom at school, all in sign language. They were having a conversation, and it was absolutely jaw-dropping and inspiring to see how much she has learned through doing sign language at school, and just her being so proud and how much she has learnt from it.
Is signing boring?
No, it's not nice. I like it because you talk to Andre with him. Yeah, and every deaf person that you know.
Yeah.
Like Andre.
Yeah. And what's really fun about signing?
You're learning a different language. Yeah. And you like doing like you can talk to different people that are deaf.
It's really important that as they grow up and go through school with him, that they become bilingual as well, so that everybody's on an equal footing. That's what I would like to see. That's what I'm aiming for.
Sign language is a very expressive language, and it's a really fun language to learn. It's just got so much emotion attached to it. We are so much very thankful to St. Teresa's School that they've provided that opportunity to incorporate it and embrace New Zealand Sign Language within the classroom, within the school, and to enrich our children's lives.
I want to see other people learning to sign. That's what I love doing in the classroom as well, encouraging the other children and just really praising them when I see them use their sign really well, and it's a really great thing to see.
I feel like it's been great for us to be able to share who we are as well with that community, so it's that meshing of the two. So that's been hugely positive. And everybody actually just trying something and supporting one another and something new for this, amazing little boy.